out. So I just came out of a thunderstorm, and I'm in a cloud right now, as you can see. It's moving past, and it's starting to clear up, and you can see mountains in the distance and a rainbow. Wow. Okay, so it's been a very long time on the trail, and I am going to talk to you about a topic that most people don't want to hear, which is okay, because we're gonna connect the dots here. I'm going to talk to you today about shame and backpacking.
Why do you put that?
I filmed this portion in the woods, and it got cut off because I didn't hold my phone right, so I'm going to record it at this lovely hostel. Plus, I'm showered, which is awesome. I'm probably never going to look this good ever again, because I'm at a hostel that has a jumpsuit. Okay, so I'm going to talk about shame. That's why I need a power suit, because whenever anyone hears that word, they tend to, oh, I'm not shaming anyone. They tend to go to shame. And shame is all around us. It's something that happens so subtly sometimes that you don't even recognize it until you leave a person. You're like, why do I feel like crap? Yeah, that's shame. People don't realize that they're doing this, and I'm just shedding light on this topic because we don't really need shame in our lives, period. And we especially don't need shame when we are carrying 30 pounds up and down mountains every day. The first thing I noticed about shame and backpacking was the weight. When you talk about weight and mechanics, you're hiding in something. It's not really about the weight. If the person is willing to carry something that you find silly, like a razor or deodorant or water testing supplies, because they fancy it. And I notice other people shame other people for what they carry, when the other person isn't affected at all by what someone is carrying. So that's the first thing I noticed. The second thing I noticed with shame is how you blaze. Blazing. Okay, so there's different terminology for blazing. The blue blazing is a different path. It could mean water, or it could mean like a reroute off the trail. But it's not technically the Appalachian Trail. So if you blue blaze, you can be looked down upon, like, oh, you're not really a thru hiker. The other is aqua blaze, which is doing the trail in a kayak and skipping mileage on foot. Some people find that not a true thru hike. Okay. Then there's yellow blazing, which is where you get in a car and you skip a section. So if people yellow blaze, blue blaze, aqua blaze, anything other than white blaze, they can be shamed that you're not really a thru hiker. Which, it's about the experience sometimes. And there's extremists in all sports, and there's extremists in all ideas, faith, parties. I mean, you can get down and you can connect the dots and all the things I'm talking about to real world and real life. And we don't really hold the gavel. I mean, I'm not holding any gavels. So ask yourself, are you? Like, what makes what you say better than? And then when you do get into that mentality of being better than, that's when enough becomes immeasurable. And if you don't feel like you're enough, you go to shame, or you go to shame someone because you want to feel better about you. Now, there's a lot of info and insight on shame, thanks to Dr. Brene Brown, who's shedding light on this topic, especially right now when the world can be really divided, and they tend to hide in shame, and they don't recognize it for what it is, which is shame, and they tend to shame others when they feel shame. So it's just this shame fest cycle going on. And backpacking gave me a lot of insight, because I was able to give that shame space in my own life. So those are the things I noticed with shame in backpacking. And I think, if you're willing, if you're really, 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 really willing to be close and connect with those parts of you that make you feel like you're not enough and challenge them, I think it can get better. And I think the cycle, bugs are everywhere still. The cycle can be changed, and we don't have to sit here stuck in shame. So that's shame in the backpacking world. Now let's look to see how shame is used, from what I've noticed, from the people who are not inside this ecosystem of backpacking. Not to mention that there's other shame going on that's outside of the thru hiking culture, and that's, who's seeing your adventure if you're posting it. That's your friends and family, or, other haters in your life that, don't like you. They have comments on what you're doing, and they might shame you by saying, oh, well, what you're doing is selfish. Okay. That is an opinion, and I like to challenge that idea, because I don't think what I'm doing is selfish. I think what I'm doing is selfless, because I'm willing and I'm capable of walking through the fires of whatever it is that's out here, so I can come out on the other side better, a better version of myself. It's not that I need to be fixed. It's just that I need something else. And this was the way that I chose to do it. And if I bring myself, the best version of myself that's being brought to the world, then that has been, a common theme in backpacking for anyone that kind of just tries to live out some type of purpose quest, for themselves, is that, oh, well, you're selfish. What about your boyfriend? What about your mom? What about, this person? There's a lot of sacrifices that happen to thru hike. And, especially if you don't like it, which is me. It's not that I don't like it. It's more, I wish I just took a yoga class to get enlightened, but that's just not in my cards. I was called to do this instead. So here we are, 800 miles later. And that's just the outside too shaming you. And I think what happens, and this is the theory that I have and what I've noticed, is that people don't know how to connect with each other, so they put each other down. And sometimes, people put each other down so that they feel better in some way. And that's really not, I don't really think that that's gonna get you anywhere. I think sometimes it might seem like it's getting somewhere, to blatantly disrespect someone, to make yourself feel something. But we all do things for different reasons, and I know some people, whoever through hikes, place bets and they say, well, I bet this person isn't going to do it and blah, blah, blah. Or they are going to do it, or like all these certain things, you know, that are going on outside. It's just a little much, a little shamey, you know, and at the end of the day, you're still working really hard. So having shame be around is not really something that would motivate someone. So yeah. The other shame that might occur is that people might put others down, and you say that comment that through hiking is selfish because they're not willing to take risks themselves to do something, whether it be, you know, try a relationship, you know, go to therapy and work on the traumas of what have you. I mean, that's a huge, huge risk. And sometimes people aren't aware. And sometimes it's not even that they're capable of being aware. And you have to give empathy to those people who shame you, are unaware that they're shaming you, and are unaware that they're placing that judgment on you because of a deep hurt that they have, that they're just projecting onto you. And you do not have to take it. As a backpacker or as a human being, you do not have to take the bullshit of someone trying to make you feel like you're not enough, consciously or subconsciously, because you are. You might not feel it every day. You might, you know, be that perfectionist, that purist, that extremist, that things have to be a certain way in order to feel okay. And it's hard to shut away from. I get it, and I feel you, because I didn't realize, you know, how that was related to shame until now. I realized it a lot. And it took the backpacking experience and the parallels to the other world of not backpacking to figure it out. So hopefully that helps you in some way. Like, recognize when you're shaming someone, if you say you should do something, or you shouldn't do that, or I should do something, I shouldn't do that, you're in shame, honey. So the only way out is to give yourself empathy. And the only way out, as much as you want to tear those people down who shame you, it is not going to help you. And it is just a shame fest. And there's nothing that's going to work out of that deep, dark, swampy, mushy hole of shame in the pit of your stomach that just, totally sucks your soul dry. The only way out of that is to nurture and give it empathy. So to all the people who have not believed, put me down, said I should do something, said I'm doing something in a different way, you know, I hear you, and I accept your feedback, but I do not agree with it. And I hope that you can feel the place of my soul and place of my heart that I forgive you for saying things that have harmed me. And I'm not really willing to allow space for those people that have shamed me, disrespected me behind my back, made a comment, did whatever. you know, I get that you're hurting and you're putting it on me so that you hurt less. And I hope that you don't hurt anymore. So, I really do. If you want to step in the arena with me, I'm willing to give it a go.